Hello and welcome back to News Scope Daily TV, your go-to source for deep, unfiltered analysis of global events shaping our world today. I'm Anchor Name, and in today's report, we turn our attention to Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, where the United States is expanding its military footprint in a move that could reshape the security landscape of West Africa. From Christmas Day airstrikes to the deployment of 200 American troops and now discussions about a potential U.S. drone facility on Nigerian soil, the situation raises crucial questions. Is this mission purely about training Nigerian forces against terrorist groups, or is it the start of a permanent U.S. strategic hub in the region? Stay tuned as we break down the latest developments, explore the strategic implications for Nigeria, West Africa, and the United States, and analyze what this means for regional security, international relations, and the fight against groups like Boko Haram and ISWAP. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this video with anyone who wants to stay informed about critical global events. Your support helps us continue bringing in-depth, trustworthy reporting to you every single day. The United States is quietly but strategically expanding its military presence in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation. This comes after a series of airstrikes carried out on Christmas Day and now involves sending 200 American troops to Nigerian soil. Officially, the mission is described as training, but multiple sources suggest discussions are underway to establish a permanent or semi-permanent U.S. drone base in the country. An officially training mission? With broader strategic implications, a senior U.S. official confirmed on Tuesday that roughly 200 troops will be deployed to train Nigerian forces in their fight against terrorist groups, particularly Boko Haram and the Islamic State in West Africa Province, ISWAP. These troops will join a small team of American advisors already operating in the country. Until last week, Washington had not publicly confirmed boots on the ground, but that changed after AFRICOM, the U.S. Africa Command, confirmed a team had been dispatched following a meeting with Nigerian President Bola Tinubu in Rome last year. The U.S. commander described the collaboration as part of a growing partnership. We agreed that we needed to work together on the way forward in the region. This has led to increased collaboration between our nations, including a small U.S. team that brings unique capabilities to augment what Nigeria has been doing for several years. According to Nigerian authorities, the mission is strictly limited to intelligence and training activities. There is no direct combat role. The new contingent is expected to operate from a separate base, which could become either temporary or permanent, depending on developments. Airstrikes and rising violence. The deployment follows U.S. airstrikes in Sokoto State targeting terrorists linked to the Islamic State. Former President Donald Trump described these strikes as necessary to stop what he calls a Christian genocide in Nigeria, a claim repeatedly rejected by Abuja. However, security conditions across northern Nigeria remain extremely volatile. Boko Haram and ISWAP have intensified attacks on military convoys, villages, and religious sites. Earlier this month, nearly 200 people were killed in coordinated attacks in western and northern Nigeria, marking one of the deadliest incidents in recent years. Amid rising violence, military cooperation between Washington and Abuja has accelerated. Last month, the United States delivered additional military supplies, and the Nigerian Air Force is reportedly using intelligence from U.S. reconnaissance flights operating in Africa towards a broader American footprint. While the current presence is officially limited to training and intelligence, several indicators suggest Washington is seeking a broader strategic foothold in West Africa. Reports indicate that the U.S. has requested permission to establish a drone refueling station in Nigeria, which would support surveillance flights currently operating from Accra, Ghana. This request comes after the United States withdrew from its drone base in Niger in 2024. Strategically located in West Africa, Nigeria serves as a central hub for counterterrorism operations across the region. A U.S. base on its territory would restore operational reach recently lost, while enhancing Nigeria's ability to counter terrorist threats. Currently, 200 U.S. troops are confirmed to be deployed on Nigerian soil. Analysts note that the number is limited, but when combined with airstrikes, new military aid, and reported negotiations over a base, it marks a significant expansion of the American footprint. For Nigeria, the partnership boosts counterterrorism capabilities. For the United States, it restores strategic depth in West Africa. The question now is clear. Will this remain strictly a training mission, or will it become a permanent American security hub in Nigeria? Geopolitical implications and prospects. The U.S. expansion comes in a complex regional context. Northern Nigeria and its border areas continue to experience deadly attacks by terrorist groups, while the Nigerian government struggles to maintain effective control in some regions. In this context, a potential American base could shift the strategic balance in West Africa, not only in counterterrorism, but also in terms of diplomacy and power relations. Experts also note that this presence could generate tensions with other international actors, including France, China, and Russia, all of whom have strategic and economic interests in the region. It is clear that Nigeria is becoming a focal point in Washington's West African redeployment strategy. Recent history demonstrates that power rarely disappears quietly. Some tragic events, often portrayed as accidents, are in fact messages. Regional stability remains fragile, and every military deployment or airstrike could have far-reaching consequences for Nigeria's political and security landscape. For now, the U.S. presence in Nigeria is officially limited to training and intelligence. However, the strategic context, drone-based requests, and recent airstrikes suggest Washington may be seeking to establish a permanent security hub in West Africa. Nigeria stands at a crossroads. Strengthening counter-terrorism capacity with a powerful partner could save lives, but it may also mark the start of an expanded foreign military footprint on its soil. Strategic implications of the U.S. military expansion in Nigeria. Reasserting U.S. influence in West Africa, the deployment of U.S. troops, and the potential establishment of a drone base in Nigeria reflect a broader strategy by Washington to reassert its influence in West Africa. Over the past decade, U.S. presence in the region has diminished due to withdrawals from countries like Niger and Mali, leaving a temporary vacuum that other global actors such as China, Russia, and even France have sought to fill through economic and security initiatives. Nigeria's geographic location and population make it a strategic anchor for the region. By establishing a base, even a limited one, Washington regains operational depth, allowing rapid intelligence gathering, surveillance, and potential strike capabilities across West Africa. This move positions the United States not just as a counterterrorism partner, but as a key regional security player capable of influencing diplomatic, military, and economic developments. 2. Counterterrorism. Focus: Boko Haram and ISWAP. While the mission is officially described as training and intelligence, the context of rising terrorist attacks across northern and western Nigeria cannot be ignored. Boko Haram and ISWAP have consistently targeted military convoys, villages, and religious communities. Analysts suggest that the American presence, combined with advanced reconnaissance and intelligence support, could significantly improve the Nigerian military's operational effectiveness. However, past experiences in Africa show that external military involvement carries risks. Dependency on foreign intelligence may weaken local initiative, and U.S. forces could become targets for terrorist retaliation. The key question is whether the deployment will genuinely strengthen Nigerian sovereignty and security matters or primarily serve U.S. strategic interests. For a potential establishment of a drone hub, the request for a drone refueling and surveillance facility in Nigeria signals long-term strategic planning. Currently, U.S. drones operate out of Accra, Ghana, and previously Niger. A Nigerian base would extend operational reach, providing a more centralized location for surveillance of militant networks across the Sahel, Lake Chad Basin, and northern Nigeria. This could dramatically improve intelligence collection and the precision of targeted operations. Yet, such a facility also carries political and security implications. Drone bases are highly sensitive assets, and their presence can spark domestic opposition, fuel anti-American sentiment, and draw Nigeria into wider regional conflicts. 4. U.S.-Nigeria Partnership and Regional Security Architecture. For Nigeria, the partnership offers immediate benefits: access to intelligence, training, and military supplies. These resources are critical given the scale and intensity of terrorist attacks. The presence of American advisors and troops may also boost morale within the Nigerian military, which has been criticized for inadequate responses to terrorism. Regionally, this deepens the security relationship between the U.S. and ECOWAS states. It may encourage neighboring countries to strengthen their cooperation on counterterrorism, creating a more coordinated approach to combating Boko Haram, ISWAP, and other insurgent groups. 5. Geopolitical ramifications. Balancing global powers. The expansion of U.S. forces in Nigeria cannot be isolated from broader global dynamics. France, historically influential in West Africa, has been recalibrating its military engagement after anti-French sentiment grew in countries like Mali. Russia, via private military contractors and diplomatic outreach, is actively courting African nations as well. China, while less militarily involved, remains an economic powerhouse in the region. A U.S. base in Nigeria sends a clear signal. Washington intends to maintain strategic primacy in West Africa, countering both terrorist threats and the influence of rival powers. Analysts suggest this could lead to a subtle geopolitical competition over access, influence, and military footprint in the region. 6. Risks and uncertainties. Despite strategic advantages, risks abound. Domestic backlash in Nigeria could arise if the American presence is perceived as undermining sovereignty or fueling violence. Terrorist groups may escalate attacks specifically targeting U.S. forces, drawing Nigeria into more direct confrontations. Furthermore, the permanence of such a base could entangle Nigeria in U.S. foreign policy objectives beyond counterterrorism, potentially creating tensions with neighboring states and other global powers. 7. The long-term question: permanent hub or temporary mission? The ultimate question remains whether this is strictly a training mission or the beginning of a permanent U.S. security footprint in West Africa. The combination of airstrikes, troop deployment, intelligence sharing, and potential drone-based construction suggests Washington is positioning itself for sustained influence. If established as a permanent hub, Nigeria could become the central node for U.S. counterterrorism operations across West Africa, similar to Djibouti in the Horn of Africa. This would fundamentally reshape the regional security landscape, offering opportunities for improved stability, but also introducing new layers of complexity and potential conflict. While the immediate U.S. mission is portrayed as training and intelligence, the strategic context, drone-based discussions, and increasing military engagement suggest a far larger geopolitical objective: a durable American footprint in West Africa, enhancing both counterterrorism capacity and U.S. regional influence. That's our detailed look at the expanding U.S. military presence in Nigeria and the strategic implications for West Africa. As we've seen, what starts as a training mission could quickly evolve into a permanent American hub with significant consequences for regional security, global power dynamics, and the fight against terrorism. We want to hear your thoughts. Do you think this partnership strengthens Nigeria's security? Or does it risk drawing the country deeper into global conflicts? Drop your comments below and join the discussion. If you found this report insightful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Newscope Daily TV for more expert analysis, breaking news, and in-depth reporting from around the world. Turn on notifications so you never miss a critical update. Thank you for watching, and remember, in a world of rapid change, staying informed is the first step toward understanding and action.